12 wins by knockout, 1 submission, 5 decisions. Is Suga Sean O'Malley any good? Former vegan pothead Sean O'Malley headlines the next UFC pay-per-view, and I think it's about time I give my full breakdown of him. His personality took some getting used to, that's for sure, but I've actually become quite a big fan of Suga over the last couple of years, mainly due to his fight style and how humble he's become since his entry into the UFC. Some will find him rather obnoxious or even cringy due to his chosen appearance, while others find him laid back, carefree, and creative. And I'll be honest, a lot of his fan base is this sort of new age MMA fan that only started watching recently and who expects every fight to look like a TikTok edit. And that's fine, I'm cool with all types of fans, but I'll always be the type of guy that nerds out about the style clash. It's how I've always been. So, did Sean adopt this look of a clout-hungry SoundCloud rapper? Yes, he did. Did it bring him a ton of attention and contrast wonderfully with his unique fight style? Absolutely. And did that bring him a ton of company favor, like gimme fights and a rapid rise up the ranks? You bet it did. So Sean may play a goofball character more often than not, but underneath it all, he's a very smart martial artist. He headlines this next pay-per-view, rematching Merab Dvalishvili, who molested him in the Las Vegas Sphere, a truly magnificent venue. He was manhandled and peppered up with strikes, losing by unanimous decision. And no, that fight wasn't close. You can check the numbers, then get back to me. Kinda was hoping we'd see Suga Sean versus Petr Yan rematch, but hey, I'm no matchmaker, and the Merab fight was actually really fun. And it's hard to believe that the Sandhagen fight has evaded us for so long as fans. It feels like Sean has probably turned it down once or twice, if I had to speculate. So here's my full analysis of top-ranked bantamweight Suga Sean O'Malley. Enjoy. Sean O'Malley, an elite striker who earned a rapid rise through the sport due to his flashy nature. Strike accuracy, 61%. Strikes landed per minute, 6.7. Sean O'Malley's striking style is brilliant. He's very light on his feet and cuts great angles. But these striking stats are heavily influenced by his fight with Chris Moutinho, where he landed a whopping 230 significant strikes in a total mismatch. So please, take these stats with a grain of salt. Strikes absorbed per minute, 3.4. He's rarely ever hit clean, which is great because I don't really rate Sean's overall toughness as much as his other skills. Takedown average, 0.3. Submission average, 0.3. Takedown accuracy, 43%. Grappling is not his wheelhouse. He is a brown belt, but how often is he threatening subs or going to the ground willingly? Very rarely. Strike defense, 61%. Takedown defense, 62%. Merab ruined this number completely. Sean is a very tricky fighter to bring to the ground. Knockdown average of 0.77. High for a bantamweight, this is what makes Sean so exciting. Average fight time of 11 minutes, 4 seconds. Strengths are great feints, KO power, and his evasiveness. Weaknesses are low physical strength and weak on the ground. Best performance, his flawless victory over Thomas Almeida. This was the ultimate bounce back from taking his first career loss, where he completely masterclassed Muay Thai striker Thomas Almeida. His length, paired with stance switching, feints, and footwork, proved too complex for Almeida, and he barely got any offense off. What sticks out the most here is Sean's composure. There was no panic or rush to perform, and he simply won nearly every single exchange just by gliding through it in a flow state. Almeida has clearly never faced this new age hybrid striker style before, and soon found out that he was outmatched. After failing a walk-off KO in round 1, Sean eventually flatlined Thomas near the end of the 3rd round, planting his right hand on the dazed Almeida. This is exactly the type of performance you need to put on to wipe away your last loss and change people's opinion. To come out locked in, and to make a fool out of your opponent and create brand new momentum for yourself. Most fun, his show out against Chris Moutinho. O'Malley murdered Chris Moutinho, who was absolutely a sacrificial lamb in this fight. I believe he was a short notice fill-in. He was undersized, and O'Malley spent the majority of the fight gliding around out at range and just stinging Chris with crisp punches, while Moutinho just marched into punishment until Herb Dean had to put a stop to it. To take over 200 significant strikes to the head and not be finished is diabolical durability. And O'Malley's cardio is honestly insane to put up those numbers across 3 rounds. He landed over 80 strikes a round. Sometimes 4 or 5 punch combos even. I mean, if you want to see a true mismatch in the UFC, you need to see this fight. Just two different levels entirely. It was the type of beatdown that should have made Chris call it a career, but since being cut, he's rebounded and now on a 5-fight finish streak outside the UFC. I don't know what to say, I have nothing but respect for that. We haven't forgotten about you, Chris. Let's move on to notable wins. Beautiful right-hand counter against Aljamain Sterling to win the belt. Had Sterling wrestled a bit more, maybe we see him snag a submission win over O'Malley or win with the control, but the fight never got there. Sean was too slick on the feet, too elusive, and ultimately too dangerous, and won the fight by being just a level above Aljo in the striking. Controversial back and forth battle between Sean and Jan that got a lot of attention online. Piotr Jan had the better moments, but Sean did inflict some good damage, so in hindsight, a very tricky battle to judge and call a winner for. Look, I love me some Marlon Vera, but he is not the level of striker that O'Malley is, and we got to see that. But he is very dangerous and in all positions, on the feet and on the ground. And both of Sean's fights against Cheeto are both very enjoyable to watch in their own ways. We saw Vera find success with hacking low kicks, which compromised the leg of Sean, and he wasn't able to survive the round, getting TKO'd by Vera. But in the rematch, he schooled Vera. It's known that leg kicks are effective against Sean, but Vera couldn't find the same success this time and got pieced up over 5 rounds. Because Sean isn't just a striker looking for that perfect shot, he also understands a lot about ring generalship, getting in his opponent's head, and leading the dance. He reminds me a lot of Dominic Cruz, but with a lot more emphasis on setting up the knockout than shooting takedowns and dodging every punch. Ah yes, the Merab fight. Where do we even begin with Merab? This fight had it all, okay? Merab throwing a temper tantrum in the first round at Tim Welch, Sean's coach. Merab taking Sean down and kissing his back, which is just sexual assault. But for the most part, Merab's constant awkwardness and sheer physical strengths, paired with the wrestling, was too difficult for Sean to deal with over 5 rounds. He was often grounded, pinned against the cage, and had to succumb to Merab's wrath. Death by 1,000 clinch punches. But this rematch should still prove interesting. These two are both world class, just in 2 different ways. And Sean at plus 260 kinda shocked me. He's an amazing striker, but I guess the gap in the wrestling is just too clear of an advantage for Merab. Sean O'Malley takes some getting used to, but his fighting style speaks for itself. His fleet-footed stance-switching style paired with his layers upon layers of feints make him a serious problem. Unless heavy wrestling gets involved, then he's a different story on the ground. He makes it very hard to get him there, but in a volatile game like MMA, one slip or trip and you could be in a world of trouble if you don't have the physical strength to force your way back up. Sean likes a clean, technical battle on the feet because he knows he can always win them. He's very tall for 135 and has developed a real mastery with his right-hand counter. I want a classic Suga Sean KO this summer. I like Merab, it's just Sean has the stardom to really bring more eyes to the sport, and that's what we need right now. I mean, just look at him. He looks so sad in this photo without the belt. I just couldn't bring myself to use it in today's video. I'd love to give Sean O'Malley S tier, but I think he's just a bit too brittle. We've seen injuries pop up, and his wrestling is just a little suspect. But let me know what you think. I'm on the fence about it. As always, thank you guys for watching. Drop your favorite Suga Sean moment down below. MMA makes no fucking sense, but I'm out here trying to put it all together. Until next time.